ahead and launch into our after school program orientation for our parents. This will be recorded and posted online. So whoever's in charge of our first couple slides, go ahead and unmute and introduce yourself.
All right, that would be me. Chelsea, you can go to the next slide. So these are just a couple of the items that we're going to go over throughout this presentation. And then if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and we'll try to answer them as we're going through. But we'll also have time at the end to do a question and answer for you. But yeah, these are the things that we're going to go through. You can go to the next slide. So we just want to welcome everybody. My name is Rhonda Clark, and I am one of the regional directors for the YMCA of Northern Utah. We just thank you for taking the time to join us for this virtual parent orientation. We're really excited for this upcoming year. The staff has been, this week planning and just doing a lot of things to make sure that we're prepared and safe and have fun activities for your kids. We know that, that's what you guys look forward to us, is having a safe place to have your kids go with great activities to keep them having fun. So we just really look forward to that. So hopefully we can answer your questions tonight to get started on the right foot this year. This is kind of what the experience. If you're new to the YMCA after school programs, this is what you can expect the experience to be. We're for elementary students and teenagers, and we try to have a safe, nurturing, structured environment where they all can learn and play and explore. We do have curriculums that we use that supports academics, physical activity, and emotional and character growth. For our teens, we also have an emphasis on leadership development, life skills, and then just connecting with their peers. And this is some of the staff that you can expect to see. This first slide is our staff from the Ogden-Weber area, and you can see the site coordinators at each site, so you can see a familiar face when you start on Monday and go up to them and ask them any questions that you might have. And then this is the staff that we're starting out the school year with in Salt Lake. And you can see that they're the coordinators at the site. So same thing, if you have any questions when you see them on Monday, please feel free to go up and introduce yourself and ask any questions that you have. All right, next is Nisha, you're up.
I'm so sorry. It took me a second to unmute. This is our activities. First off, sorry, I'm Nisha Johansson. I am the program over Taylorsville. We are, this is the activities. This is the Y staff will model activities by living and participating with the students. I'm sorry, not living with them. This is my first time doing this. But so if you're like watching the teachers, they will be like interacting and playing with the kids. So sometimes when you're like driving by and you see teachers on the playground, they're like playing tag and chasing the kids. We have dedicated time in each schedule to help students with their homework. Most of those times, we are just checking the homework that the kids send in their homework folders. So please check to make sure there's like a homework dedicated folder that we can help with that as well. That would be great. We do creative arts, encourages self-expression and stimulates imagination. We do social emotional learning activities that promote collaboration, communication, and problem solving. We have culture enrichment with activities that teach about different cultures through dance, music, food, art, and stories. We have special interest clubs based on student interest and field trips on special guests. Health and nutrition with sessions on hygiene, mental health, and healthy living habits. And then we have community engagement by participating in local community service projects. All right, and then we have meals and snacks. The YMCA will offer daily nutrition snacks, meals in accordance with USDA nutrition guidelines. Most meals and snacks are served within the first hour of the after-school program. It is the responsibility of the parent to inform the staff if their child has any food allergies or needs. The YMCA does not provide or allow any fried foods, foods that contain trans fats, and foods with high sugar in them. We ask that parents, guardians support our healthy eating initiative by following these standards when sending food with youth to any of our programs, including birthday celebrations or like any kind of parties. That falls outside of these standards may be replaced with a healthier option or given to the parent or guardian at the time of pickup. All sites are nut-free sites. All right, and then we have our themes. In the YMCA after-school program, themes play a central role in guiding the development of engaging activities, enriching field trips, and fostering a cohesive learning environment. Programs adapt a specific theme that aligns with the interests and development needs of the children and teens. These themes provide a creative framework for planning, ensuring that all activities, whether they are hands-on projects, games, or outings, are not only fun, but also educational. Some locations have weekly themes, while other programs have monthly themes. So regular communication through the program, for like the newsletters to ensure that families stay informed. You can also ask the teachers. They know the themes and what activities they are doing. They're the ones that plan those things as well. And then we have health and safety. Health.
I
So
think
there's
that this one goes to
okay.
Ashley.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure the count. Sorry. Thank you.
No, don't worry. I can take the lead. So I'm Ashley Ballou. I'm the Youth Development Director of the Weber Davis region. So our Ogden Davis locations, those I oversee. I'll get started with our health and safety slide. So thinking about health, one of the most important things is medication for some of our kids. I know a lot of families have children who may need to take medication during program times, and we do help those families who need that support, providing medication during program. In order for us to provide medication to your child, you do have to complete a medication form. So be sure to coordinate with your site staff to make sure that they have that documentation that they need. Any medication that you provide to us for us to have for our after-school programs, it does have to be in the original container, even if it is an over-the-counter drug like Tylenol. And in the medication form, please make sure that you include the dosage so that we can give that proper dosage to your child. One frequent problem that kind of comes up is with inhalers. Keep in mind that a lot of times inhalers, we take them out of that box and we no longer have that prescription. So we have to have that prescription information for us to provide medication for your child. So please make sure that whether it's inside of that box and with that inhaler, or you attach that prescription information on like a piece of paper, just make sure we have that with the inhaler. And then keeping in mind, parents and guardians, you are responsible for ensuring that registration is up to date. So if your address, your phone number, or any medical information changes, please make sure that that is updated in your account. You can do that online, but you can also contact our welcome desk and they can assist you in updating that information. If it's not in core, our staff cannot confirm that that is correct, right? So if somebody's out sick, it's really important that we have it officially documented in your registration paperwork, and that might change over time, so just let us know any information for that. Make sure you include any allergies at the time of registration, whether they are food, medicine, whatever it might be. It's good for us to be aware of any allergies that your child has. So make sure you include that while you register. And also if you discover any allergies throughout the school year, just making sure that you update that information. Thinking about food sensitivities and food allergies, we do try to accommodate. Many of our sites, food is actually provided from outside organizations. So we will work with you the best that we can. If we're unable to coordinate a snack that addresses your child's allergies, we may need to talk and discuss having the family provide a snack. So if we get to that point, we can kind of work with you and coordinate from there. Keep in mind, like we said before, we do have a lot of allergies in our programs. So we remain nut-free in our community family centers. If you're providing a snack for your child, make sure that that is nut-free as well. And we provide regular water breaks. If you want to bring a water bottle, that is more than welcome, but we do have regular water breaks. In terms of safety, we do maintain childcare licensing. They require our ratios be 1 to 20. That's one staff member for every 20 children. We maintain this ratio in our programs. This helps ensure the safety of your children, ensuring that we have enough staff to really keep an eye on all of the kids and make sure that things are staying up to par. We also do incident reports. Incident reports are completed whether it's an accident, it might be an injury where they got stung by a bee, they might have fell and scraped their knee, or maybe it's something more serious. They also might be behaviors. If your child has had some behaviors come up, whether it's fighting or being disrespectful, those types of things may be reported in a incident report. These are completed by the site coordinator at your programs facility, and once they are submitted, they're reviewed by the director and then sent to you digitally. So you would receive an email to the email that you provided at the time of registration. So again, make sure that that email is up to date. Check your spam folders. Those will go to you directly digitally from there. You'll likely hear about these incidences prior to receiving the incident report digitally. Realistically, you'll most likely hear about them during pickup or even a phone call from the site. So you should hear about them before, but it just kind of keeps that documented so you can keep in mind what's going on with your kids. Thinking about our childcare licensing policies, our staff, they are highly trained in childcare policies to help ensure that they're confident and comfortable and able to maintain a safe learning environment for all of your kids. So in this week alone, our staff have already received several hours of training just on this topic. So we are very committed to keeping your children safe and maintaining our programs in accordance with childcare licensing policies. So if you're interested in reading more about the rules and regulations that we follow, this information is available to the public. You are more than welcome to explore this at your leisure. It's online at childcarelicensing.utah.gov. Awesome. And then expectations and behaviors. So these 4 things right here, these are our core values. So for the why, our core values are to be caring, honest, respectful, and have responsibility. These are 4 core values that really exemplify what we look for in our programs, whether that's with the staff, the kids, and also with the parents. We want every single person to really encompass these core values in every single interaction that we have. So I will review a couple of behaviors that may occur during program that could result in suspension. So generally speaking, keep in mind that your child's behavior, if it is violent or anything, it could result in suspension, whether that's just for the day, or it could even be for the entire school year, or it could be forever, depending on the severity. So just keep in mind that there are consequences for actions, and also parents, make sure you're exemplifying proper behavior as well. So some of the behaviors that could result in suspension are violent behavior. This can include hitting, kicking, scratching, or in any way physically hitting staff, or volunteers or students. So making sure that we're not being violent in our programs, destroying property, whether that's YMCA property, program site, or the property of any offsite activity. So if we're on a field trip and we destroy any property there, that still has consequences with our program. Also running away from the group, program location, or YMCA staff, making sure that we are safe and staying where we should be with the staff, where we can observe them and keep an eye on them. Using any foul language, sexually explicit language, or violent threats. This includes any type of bullying behavior or threats towards YMCA staff, volunteers, or other students. Additionally, any act of exposing private parts to other students or suggesting or encouraging such behavior will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Theft of any property belonging to the YMCA, other students, staff, volunteers, or off-site property. And then just generally any disrespectful behavior towards YMCA staff or volunteers, including yelling, physical violence, refusal to follow directions. So these are really good things to kind of review with your kids before they get in program. Our staff will be constantly reminding them of our rules, making sure that they have clear expectations. But before they go in for day one, it's a really great idea to make sure that they know the core values and what we're really looking for right off the bat. Awesome. And from here, I will pass it over to Monse.
Thank you, Ashley. My name is Monse, and I am the Assistant Director of Youth Development here at Weaver Davis. And now it's the school outcomes. The YMCA is dedicated to provide care for the children, and there are several days throughout the school year that we provide care when the children are not in the school because they're closed. And these days we host school outcomes and operate from 7:30 to 6 p.m. The registration opens 30 days before the day of the session, and it closes 2 days prior the session. We provide breakfast, lunch, and a snack. The drop-off is between 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. The school outcome dates match the district calendar and might not always help for all the schools that we serve. Cost is per session, and it's not included in regular school after school program fees. We have also full-time preschoolers at the community family centers. The school out camps is included in the monthly fees. And have extra DWF funds. These can be also applied for the school out camps. Some of the activities that we include is arts, crafts, STEM, games, outdoor play, and much more. Communication, we understand that how important it is to have regular communication and a good relationship between the families and the staff. To help ensure this, we have several modes of communication. Some of those include the newsletter, which is created monthly to ensure that you are aware of any important dates and highlights from the previous month and also the upcoming events. These are sent digital and to the email address that you provide during the registration. That's why it's really important to have an update in case that you change emails. Another way of communication is text messages that are used for urgent message, but also reminders for you to be aware of. These are also sent on the number that we have and that you provided during registration. Email surveys are sent out 3 times through the school year. We have the beginning, the mid, and the end of the school year survey, and these are sent by our engagement team to identify program success and areas for improvement. By participating in these surveys, you can ensure that your voice is heard and providing feedback and direction to our program while staying anonymous. And feel free to contact us. We like to talk to you at any time. You can always talk to us by when you see us or call or an email. So feel free to throughout the year to come and talk to us. And closure dates during the school year, the YMCA does close in observance of holidays and to provide staff with necessary trainings to provide a fantastic program to our kids. The dates that we are closed and do not provide any programs for your children include Labor Day, September 2nd, Thanksgiving break, November 28th to 29th, winter break, December 24th and 25th, New Year is on January 1st, Martin Luther King, January 20th, President's Day, February 17th, spring break, April 11th, program transition from summer to after school, May 26th to the 30th, and Memorial Day, May 26th.
All right, it is my turn. My name is Chelsea Kaufman, and I am the Director of Engagement. So I oversee registration and payments. So most of you get the opportunity to talk to our welcome desk staff. So a couple reminders, all of this is on your welcome letters, and these are part of the policies that you sign at time of registration. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the welcome desk. Registration is open all year long. You can register online, in person, or over the phone. And a $25 registration fee is non-refundable is required per participant at time of registration. For those sites that are free, that is refundable after your first 30 days of attendance. When school begins, if you are in after school specifically, please allow 24 hours of before you attend. So if you register right now, please allow 24 hours before you show up. If you need to cancel or change your registration, like if you would like to withdraw, do so 10 days before the upcoming month. This will help reduce any payments that might come through. So that way you're not getting charged. Any payments that are made or cancellations made after that 10-day mark will need to go to a director for a refund request. To cancel or transfer, you can contact the welcome desk in any of the ways that we have. I'll get to those in a minute. Refunds, any refunds are director approval only. So some of the folks you see on the screen right here, those are your people that will approve any refund requests based upon circumstances. And it may be given as a credit that is available for 12 months. There will not be any prorates given for vacation, illnesses, or behavior. That is what our policy says. However, the director has full discretion to make those changes. Late pickups, you will be charged $2 per minute per child for a late pickup. So if your program ends at 6 and you show up at 6:05, you'll be charged for those 5 minutes. There is no grace period after that end time. Even if you call and tell someone that you're running late, that doesn't mean that there won't be a late pickup fee. However, again, it is the site coordinator's discretion based upon circumstances, depending on what that late pickup fee is. It should be paid immediately. Normally, it is just added to your account and run with the card on file. If we don't have a card on file, we will contact you. All right. Payments are due on the 1st of each month. That's not new. Everyone's kind of, if you're a returning family. And our auto payment runs on the 25th the month prior. It just gives our team a good cushion to kind of, if cards don't run or if things are, not lining up, it gives us a nice cushion to reach out, make sure we call or text or email or talk to you in person to support you. Of course, this does not apply to anybody with a free program. Payments not received by the 1st will be withdrawn. We used to have a grace period of 5 days, but there is no grace period anymore. So if you need accommodations or a payment arrangement, it is best to communicate before the 1st. So if you need an extension or if you would just like to make an arrangement, we can definitely accommodate that for you, but we do require that you communicate with us by the 1st. Any payments received after the 1st without that payment arrangement will result in withdrawal and a late pickup fee or a late payment fee. And all program fees must be paid before registering for a new one. So if you just finished summer camp and had past due balances, those will have to be paid before you start after school program. DWS and financial assistance, it is time to reapply for financial aid. Financial aid does last for every program season. So if you had some in summer, sometimes your financial aid and your financial status changes, so you do need to reapply. We do require that you apply to child care assistance before any YMCA financial aid is given. I can tell you that DWS will give you way more and sometimes cover the full cost than probably what we can give you. Our financial aid is supported by donors and donations. You can send the welcome desk proof of your application, proof of approval, proof of denial, and we'll help get you on your way. Anybody in a free program, the late pickup fee also applies. And if you are in a free program, you're required to attend 75% of your session to remain enrolled. That could be somewhere between 3 to 4 days a week or 15 to 17 days a month. We do keep track of that. It's just that the spots are paid for by our grantors, and we want to make sure that you're participating in our programs. And then again, registration fees will be refundable after your first 30 days of attendance. Here's how to contact us. This is also included in your welcome letters and all over the website. But just so you can take a picture of this if you'd like while you're on here or screenshot it. But you can call us at 801-466-6299. You can press 1 for English or 2 for Spanish. And then you can also text to that same number. Our typical response time for text during business hours is 2 to 4 hours. You can also email the welcome desk at ymcautah.org. We typically respond in 24 business hour during this peak season. So there's also a website form. I've linked it in the chat, but also linked here. You can fill that out as well. Or if you really want to talk to us face to face, which we love visitors in our community family centers and at headquarters, you can walk in and visit us. 7:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. other than those days that we're closed and on weekends, but Monday through Friday at any community family center and even our headquarters office. And then again, as many of our directors have already reinforced during this training and orientation, please contact us to update any contact information, your phone number, your address, your email. If you'd like to add photos to your account, we can help you with that, authorized pickups, or even just registration information if that has changed. All right, so we are nearing the end. I did see a bunch of questions come in, so I'll kind of start to address some of those and ask the group for some of those questions. So one of the questions that has come in is the after school program, how do you handle early out days? And I'm going to throw that at Monse, if Monse can answer that question.
Yeah, of course. We do work with the school that we're at because we work with 2 different districts and we also have the charter schools. They all have different early outs, but we have the calendars that we follow. So if there's early out, we also start program at the same time that they get out of school. So we're there to provide the care for the kids. All right, Chelsea, you're muted.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We've only been doing this for 4 years. A couple other questions that came in through the chat. Thank you, Monse. Where minimum time for pickup. You can pick up any time when the program starts until the program ends. If you can't see the chat there, so you're welcome to pick up early or later. I know some kids who get picked up early and don't want to go home because it's so fun. So let's see. Another question has come in through our text channel that says, when and how do we put a card on file and pay the registration fee? You can log in to your parent portal. I can link it here. Or again, you can call the welcome desk. The welcome desk is your go-to for anything related to your account. So you can go ahead and do that. A question has come in regarding before school drop off. I'm going to let Rhonda take this one. Can you talk about before school?
Yeah, so right now we only have before school offered at our community family center in Taylorsville. That, as far as I'm aware, is the only site right now that does offer before school drop off. If you're looking for another site, that might be something you would want to reach out to the director and see if that is a program that they plan on adding at any time. But right now it's just in Taylorsville.
Wonderful. So a question came in for how long do they need to be there for them to be accounted for that day? I don't think there's an actual specific time. If anybody has any say on that as far as attendance for those free programs go, does anybody have the answer for that?
At the moment, I don't believe that there's a limit on that. I will say, like, we do a lot of really great activities, and if you're able to stay longer, that's even better. We would love to have your children participate in all of the activities. We also provide snack, and it takes us a little bit of time to get everybody checked in and get everything ready to roll. So, even if they're there for 10 minutes, at the moment, from my understanding, our current policies, we would count that as attending. That might change in the future, but that is currently not been specified. But I would encourage you all to stay for as long as possible because we're building relationships and helping your children grow throughout the entire day. So the longer you're able to keep them there, the better for us, and the better for your kids. And maybe you can get some more time to catch up on house things or whatever you need to do, or even just rest for a second.
Awesome. And there was a question regarding attendance for paid programs. There is not really a requirement for paid programs. Our attendance policy is mostly because of our grant funded programs. So just making sure we don't take spots up and don't attend when a spot could be used by another child. Questions regarding registration for Schools Out Camp. There's nothing on the website at this time. But we do have registration, like the registration is built out and you can take a look at it. It should open like the 1st of September for the first couple months of registration. And then you can register with a staff member at pickup. But some of the coordinators may not have the knowledge quite yet to help with registration, but they can definitely help you with that. But if you need assistance, definitely call the welcome desk and we can help get you taken care of for that Schools Out Camp registration. All right, and a question came in regarding how do you find out where the kids will go when they're at the school? I believe that is on the welcome letters. I'm going to give that question to Monse if you want to talk a little bit more about the welcome letters and the information they'll need from that site specific letter.
Yeah, the coordinators have been working this week with the welcome letters, and they're gonna, because every site works different and everybody has different pickup places, they're gonna include that. But you can always contact the coordinator if you have any questions. We are very careful, especially the first week, because of the kids knowing where to go. But that information should be included on the welcome letters. But you can always email us or ask if you have any specific questions at any specific site.
Awesome. We got more questions rolling in. I'll try to address as many as I can or toss them your guys' way. As far as signing out, this is all done electronically. This is my favorite part of my job. Is it's done on an iPad. And if you have added your authorized pickups appropriately, as soon as your child's name is selected on that iPad screen, the authorized pickups will show up. And you will sign with your finger on the iPad. And then if they don't know who you are and haven't seen you before or don't recognize you, they will ask for ID. So I do recommend during the first few weeks, especially if you're new and not a returning family and haven't seen that staff member before, to bring your ID and get used to that so that they can get used to you. We definitely don't want to let kids go to the wrong people. Question regarding a calm down space. This one is a great one. I'm going to toss that over to Nisha. Do you feel comfortable to talk about calm down spaces and how you set up the program and the program area for that?
Yeah, every elementary site has calm down spaces. They're just like cozy corners. Some of them provide headphones for the kids to cancel out noise. Some provide fidgets. We have pillows in some of them. And it's some space has enough space for them to be away from the groups. Others have a space where it's just a little corner where they can sit and get comfortable and read a book. And it's just a place where they can be alone for a second, for sure. And we give them a few minutes in their center, and then we'll check on the child throughout the day to make sure they're doing better. And that's how we do our calm down. So it's more like a cozy corner.
Awesome. Thank you. Just reviewing some of our questions. As far as, especially if you're new and maybe with some of our kindergarten kids, the sites work collaboratively, or site coordinators work collaboratively with principals, teachers, and secretaries to make sure that the schools know which kids are in and the teachers know which kids are in the YMCA, so they kind of make sure the kids get to the right location. Your locations are on that welcome letter, as Monse mentioned, but for those kids in that building, they'll make sure they get to that right location. All right. Some of the welcome letters have not gone out yet, so for those of you that are asking, some of them are just finalizing the last bits and pieces, but you should definitely get them before day one. If you've had a back to school night already, there have been some YMCA staff there as well to greet you and introduce themselves. So, self-checkout. So I'm going to toss this one to Rhonda to talk about self-checkout, what the policies are and what that looks like.
That's funny that you passed it to me, because I was just clarifying with you guys, because I was like, is it 10 or 12? But however, when you are registering your child, there is a question on registration that you can say that you do want your child to be self-release. And we do let them self-release at age 10. So if they are 10 and older, you can select that on registration, and we will let them sign out. And then if they're under that, then we do not let them sign out, and under 10 years old.
And are
However,
they
if
able
they
to,
are, Go ahead.
Are
Go
they
ahead.
able to sign out a younger sibling?
We do let them sign out younger siblings, but not at 10 years old. Our junior high students, if they have a younger sibling in the elementary, we do let them sign them out and take them home. But a 10-year-old cannot sign anybody but themselves out.
All right, thank you. Just looking over any questions we may have missed. Someone said, on Monday, is there a specific area of our schools that the program corner will be located to find them easier? According to the welcome letter, they will be stationed on day 1 in their location right after school ends. So if you want to chat with them, but some of them had their back to school nights on Monday, correct? Let's see here.
With-
Yes.
I'm sorry. With
Go ahead.
finding the sites, a lot of the coordinators will put up signs and stuff as well. So they'll say like signs, they'll put up like things. They also tell the schools and the teachers where they're located so the teachers can bring the students directly to them.
Awesome. All right. If they are absent from school or not attending the YMCA, we do prefer that you contact us to tell us that they are not attending. If they were at school that day and will not be at the YMCA, it would be nice to know. So you will have a phone number listed on your welcome letter to call that site. You can also call the welcome desk and we'll get the message to them. This is very important specifically for any sites that will transport or be on a bus or van from one location to the other. All right. And there should be YMCA. Go ahead.
Can I add something really quickly? Also, if your child did not attend the school day, they should not be attending the after school program. So if they get checked out early or are not there due to illness or whatever that might be, they cannot join our after school. So make sure that they are there for the day that they are attending our after schools.
Awesome. There was a question about for back to school nights. For those that have already had their back to school nights, we should have already had a table there and been there, but some of them have not happened yet. So just be on the lookout for those. And you can meet your site coordinator and they have, some stuff for you and want to introduce themselves. All right, I'm going to give like 2 more minutes for any more follow-up questions. And any other final thoughts during the last couple minutes before we wrap up? I'm just going over all the questions to make sure we haven't missed anything. All right. Okay. All right, so the questions have kind of slowed down and there's not much left, but if you didn't get your question answered or if anything pops up for you for any reason, you can go ahead and contact that welcome desk. I'll go ahead and put that information back up here. Go ahead and you can screenshot that, take a picture. You can contact them. Once you get your welcome letters, you can also get in touch with your site coordinators. Personally, I want to just say how grateful I am for the after school program. My daughter has been in that program and I personally have seen how much investment that they put into these kids and how much time and energy they spend towards making it a well-rounded program and giving them safe spaces to feel included and welcomed. And so I hope your child feels that same way too this year and that you have a great time this year in the after school program. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our session, and this recording will be available on our website and sent out in welcome letters and newsletters as well. So thank you everyone for joining us.